What's up, ladies and gents? Resident Legal here. Today was a good day. Still is, so to speak, because the Biohazard Death Island trailer finally landed. And it looks fucking mind-blowing. You know what? Without any further ado, let's just break it down. Let's enjoy this epicness. Here it goes.
After all she's been through, she's trying to make up for what happened to her.
You mean how Wesker brainwashed her and made her come after us? No one's blaming Jill for that.
No one. Except Jill.
The queen is back, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck yeah.
Dr. Taylor?
Yes, we need him in custody ASAP.
I checked the DNA we got from a bite wound on an orca carcass.
It had a strain of T virus in it. You're kidding.
I found the connection between the folks that were infected. They all visited Alcatraz recently.
Well, Dr. Taylor, it's time we debuted our creation.
God damn it!
They turn fast and without being bitten.
I'm Rebecca. What do you want me to tell them?
Someone accessed the DoD's server. They managed to steal data on Leon,
Uh-oh.
Jill, Chris, and Claire.
You think this might have something to do with the Operon now?
Most likely.
I'm going to use my virus to clean the slate.
Dylan!
Suckers, you're nothing more than pawns.
That can't be good.
Just look at this. Just look at the way how she's cocking the gun, like how she's pulling the hammer. Just like Leon when he was in RE4 in the remake, when he would sit down right next to Ashley, who was unconscious on the bed, and he would like check the bullet if it were in his chamber, like this the same time. I love it. It's fucking beautiful. Man, I'm fucking mind blown.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
He's all yours.
We're at the final stage now. That there is no justice.
Well, it's over now, asshole. Time to light you up.
Let's do it. All of us.
Just look at Rebecca. Holy shit, this is some Max Payne shit. I'm fucking loving it. This has to be the best fucking Resident Evil animated movie of all time. How the fuck is any other animated film gonna surpass this when it comes to RE? No fucking way. This is gonna be the best.
Biohazard Death Island. Definitely going on vacation after this.
Yeah, you wish, Leon. You ain't going on any vacation, son. You're gonna be milked by Capcom for the rest of your life. Oh, man. Oh, man, where do I begin? Like, okay. So, me being the biggest Jill Valentine fan I've ever known, this is what I've been waiting for. For so many years, I've been asking myself, what happened to Jill after the events of RE5? Like, how can she be brought back into the fold, right? Because ever since, RE7 came out, they've introduced these new characters who I couldn't give a fuck less about, like Ethan Winters, his whole family, like the worst characters ever, like so boring, everything. I was like, alright, so when RE2 came out, the remake, it gave me hope. Holy shit, they're going back to the old games, they're going to remake them, it's going to be great. Then finally RE3 got remade, and it didn't live up to its expectations. However, Jill was perfect in it. I really did. I mean, she was, in terms of, looks and voiceover performance, like, that's the Jill Valentine I know. Like, I recognize the old Jill in there. Sure, there's some changes, like, for example, she would cuss in this adaptation, and, there were some differences. Of course, the story got butchered, so that was a downside. But still, it was good to finally see Jill in this new RE remade verse, which is pretty much the same one, only like a little reimagined. And I loved it, but sadly RE3, wasn't a game that, like I've said, lived up to many of our expectations. A lot of the content was cut. There was just not enough Jill or anything. Like, there wasn't even a DLC, and I was really disappointed in Capcom. I was really let down. I was like, for 20 years I've been waiting on the return of Jill, even though the remake isn't exactly a return, but it's her greatest adventure, or I should say misadventure, depending on how you depends on how you look at it. Overall, RE3 is my favorite RE game, and it will be until the end of time. The original, of course. And, I had fun playing the remake, I'm not gonna lie, but it just wasn't great. It was just a very rushed game. But Jill was great in it. I really loved Nicole Tompkins as Jill. I'm so glad she gets to reprise the part in this one. Like, that's the best thing. And Stephanie Penicella, who voices Claire, she'll also be reprising the role as Claire in this one. Although Matt Mercer, who I adore as Leon, he's my favorite Leon, no offense to Nick Apostolides, he's going to be in it, and I always forget the name of the actor who voices Chris in these series. He's great too. I'm glad he's back. It kind of, brings back to certain continuity. The thing that kind of always annoyed me is that, and oftentimes many Resident Evil characters, they get a new voiceover actors to play them. That kind of sucks. I'm really glad that they're now following the narrative. Like, despite the fact that Nick Apostolides, for example, is not my favorite Leon, I'm still glad he got to reprise the role in RE4 Remake. And I'm glad Nicole is back, because this is clearly a canon and the continuation of the Resident Evil events past the events of Resident Evil 5. So this is the first time we actually get to see Jill back after the events of Resident Evil 5, which is her final chronological appearance until now. It was. And now we finally get to see how Jill is going back out in the action, back to the field, fighting for the right cause again. Of course, I can tell there's a struggle with her inner demons because of what Wesker did to her, and I love that. I love that they get to explore that. That is amazing, and that's something I'm really looking forward to see. Is Jill going to feel some type of regret? I'm kind of getting these Winter Soldier Hawkeye vibes. Like, if you remember, I mean, this is basically an Avengers Resident Evil movie. Like, these are the RE Avengers. It's fucking amazing. We get to see Chris, Jill, Leon, Claire, and even Rebecca all together kicking ass. This is mind-blowing. This is what we should have got like years ago, but it's never too late. I'm really glad this is going to happen in 2 months' time. I cannot wait to see this. This is going to be epic. And, of course, it's going to be so adrenaline pumping. Like, the action's going to be incredible. Like, what I love about this the most, like, my favorite movie of all time is The Rock, starring Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. And that movie takes place on Alcatraz Island. And that's just mind-blowing. So I know for a fact I'm going to love this. This is incredible. For some reason, this scene reminds me of Die Hard. Just look how awesome it falls through the table. I love it. Oh yeah, zombies are back. Brilliant. Zombies are my favorite enemies in these games. I could never stand the Molded or any of these new enemies that we got in the recent RE games. Like, luckily, zombies are back. If there's going to be another remake of an RE game, I hope it's going to be Code Veronica, because it features zombies. And yeah, finally, okay, so this is also writing history. Jill and Claire are finally together. No, I mean, it has never been seen before. In the video game universe, they've never been together. And look at it, they're literally
It had a strain of T virus in it. You're kidding.
It's incredible.
I found a connection between the
Rebecca
folks
and
that
Jill
were
have met in
infected.
RE1, so
They
that's
all
not
visited
new.
Alcatraz
And
recently.
yeah, there's Alcatraz. And of course, the antagonist from the previous film is back. I forget her name, but she kind of reminds me of Nina Williams from Tekken games. Yeah, she's the spitting image. And this
Well,
new
Dr.
antagonist, he
Taylor,
kind of looks sinister.
it's time we
You know what's
debuted
kind of funny?
our
He has a cane, I noticed. He has a cane. And he reminds me of this character from the spin-off Game of Thrones series who was helping the Queen. Oh, Queen Alicent is her name. I don't know the guy's name, the character he played, but he really reminds me of that character. And yeah, here we can see. So Claire, Chris, and Jill are gonna go to Alcatraz Island where they're gonna face the outbreak, zombie viral outbreak, and that's gonna be incredible. Like a Jill wearing some type of coat, like a sweater coat. Looks cool. I like the fact that they've kept her RE3 look so she can be more recognizable. And I love the new look. I don't know why so many fans didn't like Jill's new look, but I guess it was the same thing about Claire too. But I mean, this Claire doesn't really look like the Claire from the RE2 remake, but at least Stephanie Penicello gets to voice her again. That's great. And Chris wearing a Hawaiian shirt. I fucking love Hawaiian shirts. I wear them all the time, so this is great. They're clearly going incognito here, except for Claire. She's incognito too. She's always been incognito. She's never been a cop or military, so yeah. She keeps on her signature look. So that's great. And yeah, we get to see him here in cell block. They're here with tourists.
They turn fast and without being bitten.
And finally, another history. So here, Leon and Jill get to finally meet, and they get this Leon Krauser intro from RE4 where they actually get into a little scuffle. And I bet Leon.
Rebecca, what do you want me to tell them?
Someone accessed the DoD's server. They managed to steal data on...
But yeah, this is gonna be incredible. Oh, and these seem to be the new liquor types that can pretty much swim underwater. You can tell these are like half sea, half land type of BOW.
Leon?
And yeah, this looks incredible. Jill and Leon once again in the sewers. Like the sewers, man, it's in every fucking game. Is there any RE game that doesn't feature sewers? Holy fucking shit. I don't think so. It's gonna be there in every single movie too, I guess. But yeah, I mean, sewers is fine. I mean, it's Alcatraz in my favorite movie, The Rock. There were also sewer levels, so it makes perfect sense. Totally justified. Good. It's perfect. I bet this takes place on Alcatraz Island. I could be wrong, but yeah, I think this is gonna be Alcatraz.
Jill, Chris, and Claire.
Yeah.
You think this might have something to do with the Uncle
holy
Unknown?
shit, I forgot to mention. So finally
Claire.
we get to see Chris and Claire again since Resident Evil Code Veronica. They haven't been seen together like this since Code Veronica. This is incredible. Man, we're getting the whole fucking reunion. The only one who's missing is Wesker, but he's dead, so... Man. I'm fucking blown away, man. Rebecca's back. Alcatraz Island. Yeah, I'm getting so much The Rock vibes. Holy shit. It's like, that's the best Michael Bay movie ever made. I mean, Michael Bay doesn't make good movies anymore, but fuck, back in the... it's still my favorite movie. I know I'm going to be blown away by this. It's going to be epic. Yeah, this new antagonist, he really looks like that character from Game of Thrones spin-offs. The Age of Dragons. Holy shit. Conniving looking motherfucker. Look at this. Yeah, I like this look for the new antagonist. I think it looks interesting. I mean, I like Glenn Ares too from the previous movie. I don't know why some people didn't like that movie.
Most
I like
likely.
all of them.
I'm going to use my virus
So yeah, some
to
type of new
clean
form
the
of
slate.
virus that's spreading.
Dylan!
Oh yeah, Nicole's voice. Fuck, when I heard that, man, I'm so glad she gets to reprise the role of Jill. Like, she deserves it. I mean, I'd give her the performance, like the award for the best performance at the Game Awards. Holy shit, she was so good. It really hurts, and it will always hurt me to know that Resident Evil 3 Remake never lived up to its expectations. Like, it could have been a way better game. I really wish... I mean, I know this is not going to happen, but I really hope RE3 gets remade again, but exactly like, for example, RE4 Remake. Like, in terms of content, to that extent. Like, that would be epic. And man, it's such a wasted opportunity. Fuck. But you know what? This makes me happy. This is gonna blow my mind.
Suckers, you're nothing more than pawns.
That can't be good.
Like, somebody should just say, you know, RC survivors, assemble. Imagine that shit. It would have been epic.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
He's all yours.
We're at the final stage now. That there is no...
So here's what's interesting. So these guys look like they're part of Hunk's unit or something. And we can clearly see here, this is Raccoon City, so it's going to be a flashback, right? So my assumption, what I'm predicting, is that the main antagonist used to work for Umbrella. And he went through some, horrifying experience, just like everyone else, and decided to start his own mission in order to retaliate or something. Because I think this is him. He's clearly wearing an Umbrella uniform. He was probably a member of a Hunks team or something closely resembling to it.
Well, it's over now, asshole.
And yeah, this is Jill having a standoff with him. Like, oh, what the fuck is that, Stan Lee? Holy shit, Stan Lee is in this, ladies and gentlemen. This is definitely yeah, that was Stan Lee. That's Stan Lee right there. Holy shit. I'm kidding, of course not, but fuck, man, this gives me a vibe of a Marvel movie. That reminded me of the ray gun from RE3. This. Oh man, just look at it. Giant fish. Yeah. And Jill seems to be using a gun that Joel used from The Last of Us. It looks like the same model. I don't know what gun that is, but it looks like some type of Colt, but I could be wrong.
Time to light you up!
Let's do it, all of us.
I hope Jill and Leon are going to have some insane puns together. I mean, I hope they're not going to reveal too much in this trailer. I hope they're going to save best for last. This trailer is already mind-blowing. I just hope we haven't seen the best parts in just this trailer alone. Just look at this Max Payne shit. Boom.
Biohazard, Death Island. Definitely going on vacation after this.
Even RE6 made a cameo. Yeah, man. I'm speechless. Like the merchant says in the RE4 remake when you annihilate the high score in his arena. At the Firing Range arena. It's incredible. Man. What's there more to say? I can't wait to see this in 2 months. This is literally everything I've wanted to see. So I'm sure 100% this is going to be the best Resident Evil animated movie ever made. I don't know how any other upcoming film is going to top this. I hope they're going to continue making movies like these. What I'm hoping even more is to see Jill in some new upcoming RE game. I really don't think she's going to be in RE9. There are like speculations about that game. But unfortunately for me, I think RE9 is going to be something like Resident Evil 7 and The Village, and I don't like those games. I don't care, crucify me for saying this. I just don't like those games. Never liked them. I understand why some people do. For me, they're just not doing it. I like the OG games the most. RE3 is my favorite. RE1 Remake comes second. RE2 Remake third. I really enjoyed playing the RE4 Remake. I think it's better than the original. It's fun in terms of, content and exploration. It's great. But when it comes to RE9, I would like it to be at least in third person, but I'm afraid I'm not going to like it. For some reason, I have like a sixth sense for this, and I don't think I'll be enjoying it much when it comes out. I didn't even bother with the DLC for RE Village. I beat Village once, and I was like, I'm not playing this shit ever again. I just don't like any of it. It feels like a discount version of RE4, like with garbage characters and even more boring boss fights. RE4 at least had good boss fights, but like the Resident Evil Village, there's like literally nothing about that game that I liked. And I'm sorry if I've insulted anyone's taste. It's just not my cup of tea. But I'm not saying don't play the game. If you liked it, good for you. I'll stick to the games I like. You stick to yours. Fair enough. But yeah, guys, RE Death Island coming soon. Nicole Tompkinson's back. Stephanie Penicello, Matt Mercer, the guy who plays Chris. I'm not sure if it's the same actress who plays Rebecca. I'm pretty sure it is. So mind blown. I keep saying it because I fucking am. This is incredible. This is what every true OG RE fan ever dreamed of. This Avengers assembly of RE heroes and heroines. I just hope Jill is going to be the main protagonist in this one. It kind of seems like she is. I think focus is going to be primarily towards her. I mean, let's face it, Leon and Chris have had like way too much time under the spotlight. I mean, it would be nice. I'm glad they're still here. I don't want them to be excluded from any future projects. I mean, they're loved by fans, of course. I'm glad Claire's also going to be in this. Like, Claire needs to get her Resident Evil Code Veronica game. I really hope that's going to be the next remake. As much as I love Jill, I do not want RE5 to be remade. I do not. I don't think it needs it, but I think it will be remade instead of Code Veronica, because why would we have Albert Wesker at the end of RE4 Remake if they don't have any future plans for, his future appearances, like for his, remastered edition appearance, so to speak. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know how to put it in a sentence. I mean, some fans want to see the return of Wesker, to put it bluntly. And Resident Evil 5 is the only way you can actually see Wesker in his, highest spotlight moment, like where he really gets to shine. He was probably one of the best things about Resident Evil 5. I know not everybody liked that game, but still, I liked it. I've enjoyed it. I can still play it every now and then. The Mercenaries are great, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna remake RE5, even though I'm not in favor of it. I'd rather have Code Veronica, but because of Wesker, I think that's gonna happen, and because there was a Easter egg at the end of the game, RE4 Remake, where you get to see Excella in the back, and so yeah, it's building up towards RE5, so that's probably gonna be the next remake. So I just hope they're gonna change the story, that they're gonna make it better, and I hope Jill's gonna have more screen time in Resident Evil 5 Remake if it comes out. I'd like to see her. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be inevitable for Capcom to remake RE5 at this point. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. It's kind of like, it's a little bit confusing. I would love to see more games in which Jill appears, but RE5 is just, I feel like I'd like to see her appear in a new video game adventure, like something totally new. Something we haven't seen before, to see her, experience another misadventure that's going to be full of darkness and her coming out strong on top. That's what I would love to see in RE9, but I don't know. Maybe Jill will be the main protagonist in RE9. Maybe this movie is building something towards it, but the story of this film takes place in 2015, so unlikely, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Oh, an interesting thing is that Jill now ages like Wolverine, so even if she appears in the Resident Evil game that takes place in this current timeline, don't be surprised when you see that she's still looking young. Capcom confirmed this, so I'm actually glad that's the case, because if Ethan Winters can reattach fucking limbs and all that, unrealistic shit, why not make it that Jill is at least aging at a slower rate, like Wolverine? I mean, she's not immortal, she's just, probably gonna live a couple of 100 years longer than anyone else, which is great. That means we can see her in the future games, and she's still gonna have a great look, so that's an interesting concept. So Capcom verified that, they confirmed, so I'm not making this shit up. It's what they've said. So yeah. Overall, yeah, pretty much said all I wanted to say. Just wanted to comment on this, and hope you guys are as eager as me to see this masterpiece of a movie. I'm sure it's going to be epic, if not masterpiece. But for me, it's going to be probably the best, without a doubt, it's going to be the best animated RE film. Also probably the best Resident Evil movie ever made. This is what live action movies should have been. Just follow the source material, combine with games if possible, make it as authentic as possible, bring back the old zombies, make us feel nostalgic again. That's how you make fans happy. That's why I can always go back and play the old games, because they simply make me nostalgic. And that's the whole thing. Like, we want to go back. The new games, okay, you have fun with them. It's nice to play remakes. It's not bad, but I'm just saying, like, it's nothing like going back to the very first games we've played while we're growing up. Us 90s kids, I can speak on my own behalf. Best time ever. Like, I still remember it. like it was yesterday. RE3 is literally the reason why I can speak English, why I moved to America. It's crazy, but yeah, it is. Like, I fell in love with the US while playing video games such as Resident Evil 3 Remake. I remember I loved exploring Raccoon City with my friends, playing the game with me, watching me play, and that's just brings back the best memories. And I hope it does the same for you guys. So yeah, that should be it. So I hope you've enjoyed this little review of mine, and have a good one, guys. Take care.